Scott here from Yeomans, and today I'm going to go through the Kookaburra range of bats for this season. So first off, I'll start with the Kahuna. So the Kahuna's been a very similar shape probably for the last few years, probably at least the last 5 years, in terms of it's a very even profile. It's slightly higher spine with a little bit more concaving than some of the other models, and it tends to have a mid to high profile. So very popular because they pick up really well. This year I sort of noticed that they're a little bit thinner with the handles and slightly more oval with the Kahuna. And then from there we go to the Ghost. So the Ghost is basically nearly taken over from the Kahuna now as our most popular selling model of the Kookaburra bat. So the Ghost is a little bit fuller profile, slightly, you'd call it a mid profile in terms of it's slightly lower than what the Kahuna is, but you wouldn't call it a low profile bat. Yeah, really popular. Then from there we go to the Surge, and the Surge shape is not quite as big a profile as what the Ghost is. The only slight difference is here it's got a little bit of a swell up by the splice. It's similar in terms with the handle as well to the Ghost. Is they're a little bit rounder than what the Kahuna is this year, but as with both of them, all the bats I think with Kookaburra are slightly thinner in the handles this season. And then the next one we've got is the Blaze. So the Blaze, very similar again, similar to the Surge, but it just doesn't really have the swell up the top here really. Quite full, so fuller than the Kahuna. Middle, it's probably a mid profile as well. And the last one we've got in the main range, a new one for this season, is the Regulation. So Regulation, same again, quite a full profile, probably a little bit lower, so you definitely call this mid, maybe even mid to low profile. Yeah, quite full throughout the shape. Same thing again, it's quite a thin handle, probably more just a round, thin handle on that one. Get asked a lot what's the difference between the prices of the bats, and why are they different in prices? Okay, the main reason that the bats differ in price, and this is for all brands, is the quality of the willow. So what you'll get in your top of the range, so your player's bat, you get better grains essentially. You'll get straighter grains, you'll get less imperfections in the willow. Usually, generally speaking, they used to say about 9 grains was almost perfect. Either side of that's not too bad. So then you model down, so for this case it goes down to 1500. So this is still quite a very clean bat. Often you might get a little bit of redwood or a few slight imperfections, but the reason this is probably not as high a grade is because the grains are a little bit wider than what the Players was. And then from the model down is the 1000 in this case, and then here you will get like your butterfly marks, a few more imperfections in the willow. The grain's still quite a nice grain here, but yeah, that's been downgraded because of these slight imperfections. It doesn't always mean the bat's not going to play as well, but generally speaking, obviously, the better the grain, the better it should play. In terms of longevity, some people think, oh, if I spend more money on a bat, it's going to last longer. That's not really the case. Okay, it's very hard to tell how long a bat's going to last, but why you're paying more money is essentially to get a better quality and better performance. I'll just quickly, we've got a couple other models in the Kahuna range this year. So there's the Kawaja one, which is, yeah, it's a massive shape, probably mid to high profile, really full, huge, but they're quite heavy, so they're more pushing around the £2.15 mark. And the other one is the big Kahuna, which is same again, really big profile. It's actually more follows what the actual Kahuna shape is in terms of where the profile is, but just a bigger version of it. The last of all, the Genie Bats. So the Genie Bats, yeah, they pretty much, this year I've noticed they are slightly bigger profiles than previous years, which is a good thing, but yeah, essentially follow the same shapes as what the senior bats do. So the Kahuna's slightly more concave, more even profile, and the Ghost, same as with the senior bats, it's a little bit fuller shape. But yeah, and we've got a few different models in them this year. But yeah, they look at slightly bigger profile than previous years with the Junior Bats, so they should be good this year. So there you go. That's a review on the range of Kookaburra bats.